What is up, guys? Hey, this is Fire Bunch. This is Hire Bunch of Fire Bunches. My name is Ram, and I'm your personal consultant for job application and interviews for the preparation for those. And here we go for another episode of Fire Hire Bunch and Fire Bunches. Well, let's just get started. So today's episode is kind of special. Yeah, every episode is special. Since we've been talking about practical examples and practical questions that we might have, or at least I have already had during my past experience for a job interview and job application. We today we're gonna go over what is it? Yeah, the five most difficult questions that I personally have, that I personally ranked, which are the five most difficult interview questions, right? By far, yeah, because you never know. Maybe I'll have another interview or something down the road before I can realize the ultimate ultimate financial independence. Who knows, right? Oh, by the way, this is not me. Yeah. Yeah, just like I said, we have in the past few episodes, we've been going through some of the interview clips um, from a couple. I don't want to say celebrities, but at least they are currently a few of the most famous. Um, I would say business owner or entrepreneurs, and also we went to some of the recent events and see how the people there answer interview questions that are kind of typical interview questions. Um, so I think today's episode a little bit break of keep studying job interview questions. Um, yeah, basically like a break, like a summary, a review of what we've done rather than keep going forward. Okay, so long for short. The first question, yes, it's always that question. Introduce yourself. Can you tell me a little bit of yourself? Can you introduce me about how you fit this role, or why do you think you fit this role? Oh, what do you have? What can you tell me about yourself? Something like that. Well, this one, yeah, like I said, you can actually going back to one of my previous episodes. I have specifically for this question, and I'm gonna share the card somewhere here. Looking at my mouse somewhere here, so you're gonna have that, right? And the second question I have, most difficult, sorry, probably gonna be the tell me the time that you, whatever. But it's basically negative experience that you failed, you lost something, or you kind of helpless, you know. Um, yes, this is basically they're asking you about specific example that you can show for your employer in the future that you do have experience, um, dealing with the negativities, dealing with difficult situation. How did you get out, or how did you resolve it, or something like that. Pretty much, I have some regular stuff here, like talk about real failure, explain what happened, take responsibility, show that you can learn from it, lesson learned, and finally, but not ultimately, talk about how you've used the experience to become harder, stronger, and better. Whatever you can talk about, just don't don't make a disaster. Oh, I screwed up. Oh, I effed up. Whatever. That's gonna really effed up your situation during the interview. So, how you can actually do it? I mean, if you really need a practical example for this, I do have one. We actually went over some of the uh, um, gaming companies, the guys from gaming companies, either designer, technical roles, or management roles. how these people are asked the same question that we have right here, question 2, and how they handle the question. So yeah, go ahead for the card somewhere here, previous episodes. Okay. What's next? Yeah, next question I have is yeah, what I said, future telling question. How do you see yourself in the future, right? How do you think you're gonna be? What's your goal? How would you think yourself would fit the company, the position, the jobs, the groups, and even me, quote unquote, the employer? How do you see that you're gonna fit in the next whatever years? This question is what I tell like futurism, okay, and fantasy questions. Who would care what's gonna happen in down the road in 5 years? I didn't mean that nobody cares. I mean that who can tell? If I can predict the future precisely as the interviewing employee would think, I wouldn't be here for interview. I would, buy some lotteries. I would go out and do some investment and get rich, right? No, not that. Just kidding. These questions, they actually want to see how do you gonna fit in this position or with me, the employer, in the long run. That's what they're trying to see. And for you guys, yeah, you're just trying to make it a perfect fit for this role. For this one, I also did have a episode when we were talking about Elon Musk answers to I think it's Qatar Economic Forum 2022 this summer. One of the reporters or anchors asking about how do you see yourself in the role of CEO of Twitter, whatever of that. But he's really smartly defending the question, and we can learn something about it. So check out the cards here, and you guys can see that. Okay, the last second question from the last, number 4, is how do you organize your day, or how do you order your work starting of the day, or whatever your priorities, how do you order that? Well, this question sounds like easy, but it depends on what the job is asking you to do in the future. So basically, these are some of the key points. Well, when you prepare it, you have to know what the job description is asking for, and at least you've given up some example, like how do you do your to-do list every day in the morning, and how do you combine how are you going to combine your experience and competencies with the job description, what it's asking for, and just keep practicing until you actually make it like you're telling the story smoothly to the job interview or the employer in the future. This one, guys, I do have a very good example from Steve Jobs from our very last episodes, talking about one of his last interviews back in the day. So that's a good example. Okay, so finally, the last question is also my favorite question. Is what do you have? What are your questions to us, aka the job interviews or job employers in the future? What do you have? This is a very open-ended question for you guys. When you have interview, probably at the very end of the interview, or sometimes they even ask you in the beginning, hey, after your research, after our phone interview, what do you have for us? What's on your mind? Basically, they're looking for your job motivation, okay, and your interest. Are you still interested after the whole ish going on? What's your goal? What's your futurism? What's your fantasy for this job in the future? And well, more importantly, what's your competencies, right? So I can see it. What do you have? And most importantly, I want to know everything about you as employer through these questions. But to me, guys, for me, this question is easy. Why? Because it's an open-ended question. It actually giving you tremendous, even unlimited open window for you guys to ask them anything they have or anything you have in mind. to know more about this company, and actually giving you a attacking opportunities to actually landing the open window for you to show more off of your competencies to fit this role. And you can guys, you can see my example. I think in the second episode from this one or the third one. So link right here or down below, wherever it is. But yeah, it is what I say. It's an open opportunity question. So yeah, so basically, yeah, that's what I have for today. Um, like I said, it's pretty much like a summary or review episodes from previous few episodes. But I believe those questions we went over, those questions that have been asked for some very famous entrepreneur or business owner in a specific recent public events, is very important, and those are very practical experience that you guys can learn from. So hey, again, this is Ram. I am your personal consultant for job application interview. Today is a very short episode, but I hope you guys learned something from it. And just as usual, like, subscribe. Oh, sorry, not this one. Like, subscribe, comments, and dislike if you don't like, and share. Again, this is Ram. I'll see you when I see you in the next episode. Peace out.